D2 Word Life here with Rip Old Man Tides.
Fuck off.
No, you fuck off. You made me watch this event, and now we're talking about WrestleMania 36 Night 2.
You said you wanted to watch it, buddy.
No. That was you last week. You said you wanted to watch this event.
No. You told me that secret that this was your favorite event.
No, sir. That's where you got it wrong. You told me this was your favorite event. You're just freaking saying what you said to me and trying to twist it.
Oh, no, sir, good sir. I would never do that.
Yes, you would. you could tell by his evil laugh right away, right after I said that. Yeah, he would. And so you know I am right.
Am I a complete asshole?
Yes.
Yes, I won't deny that. Do I enjoy making you suffer?
Yes.
Is it funny and hilarious to me? Fuck yes.
Was WrestleMania 36 overall a better event than Heroes of Wrestling? Yes. Wait, what?
By fucking far.
Despite the fact that there was no crowd in attendance for this. But anyway, this event took place April 5th, 2020, which I'm assuming it was pre-taped on March 26th of 2020. Right? Obviously in Orlando, Florida, at the PC, the venue stayed the same. Obviously, no one was there, like I alluded. No fan was allowed, except for the giant ceiling fans in the building itself.
Right? There was fans.
Ceiling fans.
The employees themselves.
Yeah, ceiling fans. Right?
No, it was the employees. They were fans of it.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that could be there.
Yeah. And the commentary team stayed the same. It was obviously Tom Phillips, Byron Jackson, JBL, and your boy Michael Cole.
Your boy Michael Cole.
Which we all know you want to see Michael Cole come out of retirement and wear the orange singlet again.
I know you do. You want him to go up against your other boy, Gunther. So you can see him get his ass whooped. Again,
you said that during yesterday's review that I put up for night one. No, that is you, good sir. You want to see that.
No, you're the one that's been saying that you wanted to see another Michael Cole match where he would actually defend his undefeated streak at WrestleMania.
Someone get Brock Lesnar on the phone. Yes, I know I made that joke yesterday. Why? Because
Brock Lesnar is facing Oba Femi, which is very surprising. I'm actually older than Oba Femi.
The reason I say someone get Brock Lesnar on the phone because he's known for breaking WrestleMania streaks. Ha ha. Oh, too soon for that? It's only been 12 years. At time of recording, but anyway, the ring announcers remain the same, which was Mike Rome and Greg Hamilton, except the host for this event was Rob Gronkowski and, well, later on, Titus O'Neil.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and shout out to the pre-show match, which saw Liv Morgan defeat Natalya. Oh my God, can you imagine Liv Morgan in the pre-show match at WrestleMania nowadays? That would be insane.
Well, we all know that you were sad that you couldn't see Titus World Slide.
Is it bad that despite all of Titus O'Neil's accomplishments, which included tag title reigns, that's what he's known for in WWE? You can imagine if he ever gets inducted to the Hall of Fame, the first highlight from his career they'll show is Titus World Slide. I'm like, is that what he's most known for? Okay. Of course, it was so. Of course, that moment was hilarious that even the commentators were taking the piss out of it, having it replayed a bunch of times afterwards, as we know.
Yeah, because all you see is Titus O'Neil literally trip on his own feet and fucking barely missed the freaking rod underneath the damn apron.
Yeah. It's like, what was he doing down there? I think he was trying to look for Hornswoggle.
Probably. He did have beef with Hornswoggle at one point.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Anyway, night two started off similar to night one with, Stephanie McMahon on screen in that pre-recorded freaking video, giving the same intro as she did, but and then we basically had the same freaking intro to this WrestleMania. They didn't do America Beautiful for this one. By the way, they didn't put that splice video in, but we did get the same video package, basically, of the rip-off Jack Sparrow talking over the audio. Right?
Yeah, well, we also got the replay for night one.
We also got the replay of night one after the first match took place, which the opening match on this one was 2020 Women's Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair challenging a rookie Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title.
Yes.
And the first and only time so far that an NXT championship was defended at WrestleMania. Right?
Yeah.
And what a throwback this was, seeing a young Rhea Ripley perform looking like the way she did back then versus the gothic persona she has now. That's a big 180. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, what were you thinking seeing that bow back once again? Like the pre-mommy days there.
I thought it was unique.
Yeah. And it's funny how the big story leaned to as Rhea Ripley actually made the challenge to Charlotte Flair. Because everyone, I guess, back then was saying, oh, Rhea Ripley, she looks like a Charlotte Flair clone. I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, that's definitely not the case now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Right.
But anyway, both made their entrances here, and Charlotte accepted the challenge when she attacked Rhea Ripley on NXT. Right?
Yep.
But anyway, both made their entrances here. And yeah, throughout the match, it's like Flair was working on Rhea Ripley's knee throughout the entire matchup here, weakening up for the figure 8, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Ripley did fight back, especially early on when she managed to hit the U on friggin' Charlotte Flair, but Charlotte kicked out at 2. And you could tell, and you could tell in this match up there that Rhea Ripley was someone not to be messed with. She actually brought the fight back to Charlotte Flair despite being in pain here, right?
Yeah.
Including friggin' using the prison trap on Charlotte Flair at one point, which that was just known as the standing cloverleaf. I don't think it had the official name of submission hold yet, but Charlotte reversed that. But in the end, after a good 20-minute scrap, Charlotte Flair was able to lock the figure 4 in, and despite a long struggle, trying to get out of it, friggin' Rhea Ripley ended up tapping out. Thus, Charlotte Flair won the NXT Women's title. Your thoughts on this one?
It was actually a good battle back and forth between those two, because a lot of people did say that her moveset and the way that her career was going was quite identical to Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
But then it turned around.
Yeah, and I admit this right now. I didn't really watch NXT back then, just like I really don't watch NXT now, so this match with Charlotte Flair right here was technically the first Rhea Ripley match that I personally saw. And this match is what made me a Rhea Ripley fan to begin with. So it's nice to have that little flashback. Right?
Yeah.
Because even then I was thinking, I gotta watch more NXT stuff just to watch Rhea Ripley perform, because she actually impressed me during her match with Charlotte Flair at this point. Right?
Yeah.
And now look at me. I collect Rhea Ripley fucking merch. And obviously the cards on Slam app too, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a good performance by Rhea Ripley, despite losing this matchup. She would get her redemption 3 years later. There's a little hint. Right?
Yeah.
But either way, I thought this was a good way to kick off night 2, even though there was no fans in attendance, like I said. And yeah, they couldn't have it, but I thought it was a good match. If there was a crowd there, they'd be going nuts over this and probably booing the finish, but would have to respect the match itself from bell to bell. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a good opener. Not their best match. They would have better matches later on down the line, but it was a good starter, in my opinion, for the two's feud. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and next we have Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. Is it bad that up to this point, the only WrestleMania highlight, the positive WrestleMania highlight that Bobby Lashley had was the Battle of Billionaires years prior to this?
Yeah.
Because they allude to, this is, on commentary, they allude, this is Bobby Lashley's 4th WrestleMania. Yeah, and three of them didn't go to his liking, and the only one he was known for was the Battle of the Billionaires match. Right?
Yeah.
But, I'll let you take the wheel on this one. Like, what did we see throughout this match? I thought the ending was pretty good, though, but what are some spots of this match that stood out that you're going to mention?
Bobby Lashley literally hitting fucking Dominator after Dominator and still not getting the pinfall.
Because Black kept kicking out repeatedly. And of course, Aleister Black fought back. He got on offense, but Bobby Lashley was mostly in control.
Black freaking kept hitting the Black Mass, but missing the first 2 shots.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention Lana was at ringside with Bobby Lashley.
Lana interfering.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, at the end when Lashley
it was not your typical wrestling match either. It was brawler versus brawler. And this was no finisher fest by far. They barely hit their finishers.
Yeah, and I remember near the end, though, Bobby Lashley had freaking Aleister Black set up for another Dominator, and then Lana got up on the ring apron for some reason, yelled at Bobby Lashley, do the spear him, despite having the match already under control, right?
Yeah.
So we know what happened. Lashley listened. He put freaking Black down on the canvas. Lashley was lining up for a spear, only to get met with a freaking Black Mass, which knocked Bobby out at least long enough for Aleister Black to get a 3 count.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, first of all, that makes freaking Lashley look dumb. He had control, only to be like, okay, I got this, I'll listen to you, and then run right into a kick to the head.
Yep.
So yeah, your thoughts overall, because you pretty much described what happened throughout the other bits of the match with your short description.
Aleister Black was just a fucking beast in the match.
Yep. So yep, and it's funny. I think if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I think this was Aleister Black's final WrestleMania appearance to date. He doesn't even have a WrestleMania match this year. Hell, ever since Aleister Black's return to WWE last year, he hasn't had a pay-per-view match at all, period. You notice that too? So I'm like, okay.
I think he had one more Mania appearance.
Maybe he appeared at WrestleMania 37 before he got released. I'm not totally sure. Though I don't remember. Right?
Yes.
But I don't remember exactly until we actually review WrestleMania 37. Because I know he got released in 2021 and ended up going to AEW instead. Before returning last year in 2025. I know that. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought the match was between Lashley and Black was okay. It could have been better, but I understand the grander scheme of things, the grander story here. As in, they slowly moved Lashley and Lana apart, and then Lashley would be paired with MVP later on. And we all know what happened from that point forward. All right.
Yeah.
And then next we have perhaps your favorite match of the night, which was Dolph Ziggler, accompanied by Sonya Deville, taking on Otis. I remember this was the storyline going into this. This was the biggest storyline going into this show for most internet wrestling fans. With the whole Otis and Mandy Rose storyline, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I just looked at that, I'm like, oh God, I have a body of a wrestler. Unfortunately, it's Otis. And yes,
that's why the game kept giving you Otis.
Yeah, and that's a rib on myself. Right?
Yep.
And ironically enough, this was Dolph Ziggler's first and only WrestleMania singles match. All the other WrestleMania matches Ziggler had in his career were multi-man matches. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, during the match, Ziggler was outsmarting Otis, running out of the ring, staying in control as a more fit one, but Otis would come back dominating with his power for a little bit. Only for Sonya Deville to distract the referee. Or distract Otis when he was trying to do his caterpillar maneuver on the Ziggler. And let's face it, let's just face it. Who would win? Otis with the caterpillar or Scotty 2 Hotty with the worm? You're like, this is a hard one to think about, right?
They're basically the same fucking move.
Yeah, except the ending to the worm is Scotty 2 Hotty chopping your chest while Otis drops an elbow drop. They're basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Ziggler at one point was a dick to Otis's heavy machinery, and which stopped freaking Otis's momentum near the end. And then Mandy Rose came out, started attacking Deville, which distracted the referee and Ziggler long enough for freaking Rose to be a dick to Dolph Ziggler's, or to Ziggler's. It should have been me's. Right?
Well, especially when he kept saying, "You're ruining it. What are you doing? You're ruining everything."
Yes. And of course, that low blow allowed freaking Otis to perform the caterpillar elbow drop on the freaking Ziggler to get the 3 count. All right, and the win.
Yep.
And of course, after the match, Otis and Rose freaking shared a kiss in the middle of the ring while freaking while JBL was sitting there repulsed. And the internet rejoiced. I remember reading all that shit back then. Right?
Yeah. He's like, this is a crime against PETA.
Basically calling freaking Otis an animal. It's fucked up.
Yes.
What would that make me?
You don't want to know.
Don't answer that question. Right?
Yes.
Because I've seen enough of your messed up crap. Right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, anyway. From there we see the story of the next match, which was the last man standing match between Edge and Randy Orton here. And And what we got here was Edge return to the 2020 Royal Rumble following a 9-year absence due to a broken neck injury that put an end to his career. Of course, he came back to a big ovation in a moment that I never personally saw coming. I mean, what were you thinking when Edge's music hit during the 2020 Rumble, if you remember back then?
I didn't think he'd be coming back. Yes, there was rumors at the time that he was coming back. And yeah, I was happy to see that those were actually true.
Yeah, but I bet you were wide-eyed and shocked about it because we usually don't pay attention to rumors until they happen. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you were sitting there shocked like, what the hell? Right?
Yep.
But then Randy Orton came out the next night on Raw, congratulated Edge, teased a rated RKO reunion, only to attack Edge and nail him with a concerto, and pretty much took out Beth Phoenix as well. Right, in the weeks leading up to this match, right? And Edge pretty much vowed revenge on Orton in this matchup in this last man standing match. Now, calling this a last man standing match is an underestimate because this was more of a let's tour the PC match. That's what this was, right?
Yeah.
But Edge made his entrance first, and while in the ring waiting for Orton to show up when his entrance theme started playing, all of a sudden, Orton from behind, disguised as a cameraman, casually put the camera down, got in the ring, and RKO'd Edge from behind to start the match.
Yep.
It's like you can never trust a snake. He can hit you from anywhere, right?
Oh.
So, yeah, what are some of the spots we have here? Because I'm not going to go through all of this shit, right? They fought to the back. They fought to the back after Edge got back on his feet. I know that. They went to the
weight room.
Went to the weight room in the back. And, well, there was this pull-up machine that had these, had like strap cables on it, you know, for the wrestlers or people to hold on to while they're pulling the weight back. Right?
Yep.
And Orton proceeded to choke Edge with it, making an unintentional reference to something else. As we know. That was a little uncomfortable to see. But then Edge got out of it, laid Orton out on a friggin' on an office chair that was sitting right there, got on those got back on the friggin' on the weigh machine, swung himself back, and gave friggin' Randy the flying teabag. That's what I call it. Right?
Yes.
And of course Orton freaking fought back, and then they proceeded to attack each other, made their way to the barricade area near the arena where Edge got sent crashing into the barricade. I know that. And from there they fought it back to each other into like this office, like meeting room area. This is all completely true, by the way. I'm not making this bullshit up, right?
Yeah.
Friggin', there was like a fence structure on top of this, like, the big giant metal table in this, like, office meeting area. Edge climbed on top of that and dropped an elbow onto friggin' Orton. Right? And then from there, they make their way back into the storage parking area. Yay! The last leg of this, where they fought around a freaking huge 18-wheeler. Or trailer.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just giving you the shortened version of it. Both of those two made their way up to the freaking trailer. Orton actually nailed an RKO. Both of them were exhausted at this point. The runtime for this match was like over 30 minutes. Making it, I believe, the third longest match in WrestleMania history, by the way. And then from there, freaking Edge got back up. Orton took 2 chairs up there. And Edge then nailed Orton with a spear. Told the referee, you better not freaking count this. And Edge, with a tearful look in his eye, nailed a concerto on Orton and got the win when the ref counted 10.
Yep.
that's the shortened version of what this was. Watching the match, it just feels like a slog going through it from start to finish. And throughout the majority of this match, the commentator stayed silent. So yeah, there was no comment. There was barely any commentary over this.
Yeah, because they saw fucking a side of Randy and Edge that they never seen, a more brutal, more fucking savage style.
I mean, what besides the spots that I mentioned briefly, and that's the brief version of this, because we'd be sitting here for like a good hour if I described what happened spot for spot throughout this whole brawl. Your thoughts on it, and what are some other spots that I didn't mention that stood out to you during this whole PC fight?
They made it back to the ring side and were beating each other the hell out of each other there, and then Edge got up by using the barricade after Randy was sitting on another barricaded area and counting with the ref to 10, thinking he had won.
Yep. Oh yeah, and to get. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention to get friggin' Orton down. So Edge freaking applied a nasty looking sleeper hold that choked Orton out before the concerto at the end.
Yeah.
I said spear. There was a spear delivered, but Orton got back up, and that's when the sleeper was applied. Right.
Yep.
And you could tell. You could tell by the end both of them were exhausted. And was like, God damn, we need to end this. All right.
Yeah, there was no way that they could continue with the freaking intensity that they had, because they were beating the shit out of each other.
And with how hot it probably was in that building, that didn't probably help anything either.
Yeah.
But yeah, your thoughts on this little match, start to finish? I thought it was. It's a controversial one, like the Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12. People love it or they hate it. I have no problem with it. It's not a match that I'm gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to go back and watch it again, or anything like that. But you know, it was unique to see. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this match, start to finish, of this PC tour?
It was, like I said, it was a different way of them freaking showing their savagery against each other.
Yeah. And I just gave the shortened version. If you want the full details, either you might as well just go and watch that whole match for yourself, and then maybe you can come back with an opinion on it. Or if you already know what I'm talking about, you already seen it, leave us your opinion in the comments.
Well, this was Edge's first Mania in over.
This was Edge's first Mania in 9 years.
11 years.
It could have been 9 years. I know his last one was Del Rio, right? Before this one at Mania 27. Lord knows that was a crap Mania. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, we all know you think WrestleMania 27 was the greatest WrestleMania ever because your boy Michael Cole was in it. Yes, it always goes back to him.
No, he's your boy.
But yeah, I think in total this match was over 30 minutes. I think it's the third longest match in WrestleMania history. Right behind the Iron Man match and the WrestleMania 40 Night 1 tag match. That went on for 61 minutes and 45 minutes respectively.
Yeah.
There was a backstage interview with Bayley and Sasha Banks, I think, after the Charlotte and Rhea Ripley match that we forgot to talk about. Talking about is there going to be any dissension between Bayley and Sasha Banks during that 5-way elimination match later on, basically, is what that was.
Yeah.
So we go and we go back to So yeah, we go back to the friggin' podium that Rob Gronkowski was standing on. And that's when we saw the new 24/7 champion Mojo Rawley come up, running away from multiple wrestlers, pretty much the roster, into the performance center. Right?
Yeah.
And they cornered Rawley near the podium where Gronk was standing on. So Gronk decided, you know what? I'm going to dive off this into the sea of wrestlers pit, and he did so. He pinned Rawley and won the 24/7 championship. So Mojo Rawley's reign only lasted literally one day at this point. And then Rob Gronkowski left, and that's when Titus O'Neil took over host duties afterwards. Right?
Yep.
So now we go to the Raw Tag Team Championships, and I'm sorry, I have no memory of this match. Right? It was the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, defending against the team of Angel Garza and Austin Theory, your boy, making his WrestleMania debut here. And apparently originally it was supposed to be Angel Garza teaming with U.S. champion Andrade, but Andrade was pulled out at the last minute and was replaced with Austin Theory instead. About a week or two leading into the event, right?
Yep.
Which is why this team of Garza and Theory seems so random. And Theory, this was before Theory's main roster debut. This was back when he was still on the NXT roster, right? And of course,
this was his mid trial run to the main roster.
Yeah, and Zelina Vega was at ringside, and yes, I gotta admit, it was a good back and forth tag team match. I mean, we had your typical heel team with Garza and Theory preventing freaking Dawkins from getting the tag at one point, and then freaking Montez Ford at one point going crazy, hitting a freaking dive over the ropes onto Garza and freaking Dawkins on the outside. Right?
Yeah.
But the other match came when freaking Ford performed a springboard frog splash on the Theory, and freaking Dawkins came in and got the pinfall win to retain the championships. After the match, Garza, Theory, and Vega, all three of them attacked the Street Profits, and then that's when we see Bianca Belair from NXT kind of making her main roster debut by helping out the Street Profits by attacking Vega.
Yeah.
And Vega, Theory, and Garza left the ring. Yeah, and then the heels, or Vega, Theory, and Garza bailed out of there while the Street Profits and Bianca Belair celebrated the Profits' victory here. Your thoughts on this one, right?
It was an okay match. I wouldn't say it was average. I just did not care for it.
For me personally, it's like, it felt like the run-of-the-mill average tag match, and obviously, and it's so forgettable, but then again, they could have lined up any match to follow the Edge and Orton last man standing match, and it just would probably be forgotten about in the long run. Right?
Oh boy.
But either way, I thought it was okay, but it's not a match that I'm going to be like, oh, I want to go back and watch that particular tag title match. There's better tag title matches at past WrestleManias than this. Right?
Yep.
Hell, even the SmackDown tag title from the night before the ladder match was better than this one, obviously. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's just my opinion. So we go to the fatal 5-way elimination match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. As it was SmackDown Women's Champion defending against Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, Naomi, and Tamina. Right?
Yeah.
And oh boy. And oh boy, this man was chaotic, and yes, Bailey and Sasha Banks did double team everyone, right?
Yeah.
And Tamina was the most powerful one, taking them all out at the same time, basically, one after another. And of course, there was a little tease of Banks, Naomi, and Tamina freaking reuniting because those three used to be a stable known as Team Bad at one point, right?
Yeah.
Only for Tamina to freaking attack both of them quickly after that. Immediately
Super
after.
kick Sasha Banks right in the fucking teeth.
Yes. And of course, all of them got smart. Started freaking all four of them started attacking Tamina right away. Following that, shortly after that, to the point to where when Tamina was down, all of them freaking piled on top of her and eliminated her that way. Right.
Yeah.
And then they just went right back to just going at each other once again. So Tamina's gone. So we have Banks, Evans, Naomi, and Bailey left. Right.
Yep.
And of course, after a short back and forth between Banks and Naomi, Banks was able to apply the Banks statement on Naomi and eliminate her from the match by submission. Right.
Yeah, and then Lacey Evans was gonna hit the woman's right on
Bailey.
And Bailey dodged and
Banks
continued with the ladies' right on Sasha Banks.
Thus, freaking Evans eliminated Banks from the match, which means we're down to one-on-one.
Of course, we saw Bailey being a coward and not helping Sasha like everyone knew that she wouldn't.
And Bailey tried to apologize, but Bailey pushed Banks out of the way from an attack from Evans, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was Bailey who freaking nailed freaking Banks by accident first, leading to Evans hitting the woman's right on the Banks, right? And then eliminating her.
No, Sasha Banks had pushed Bailey out of the way.
Yeah, this was after.
So she missed her initial target and then hit the woman's right again on Banks.
Yes, I know what you're talking about, but before that, there was some little dissension between Bailey and Banks in the corner, if you remember. They were trying to do a double team move on the freaking Evans in the corner. Evans moved out of the way, and Bailey ended up accidentally attacking Sasha instead. Shortly afterwards, leading to all that. Right? And of course, Evans had everything under control and it looked like she was about to freaking nail Bailey with the women's right once again until Banks returned to the ring, performed the backstabber on Evans, and since there was no disqualification, there was nothing the referee could do about it, which allowed Bailey to perform the Rose Plant onto Evans to retain and get the pinfall win to retain the championship. Your thoughts on this one?
It was okay.
And yes, I know Lacey Evans was a heel throughout her WWE run, but are you serious? She couldn't have at least one reign as champion, and even when they brought her back as a face, they didn't even know what to do with her at that point. Right?
Yeah.
Which yeah, that's a crying shame. But because I felt like she would have been a good fit, especially to the roster today. Right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, that's not what we got. But now let's go talk about the semi-main event of the night. Oh, boy. And this was the Firefly Funhouse match between John Cena and The Fiend Bray Wyatt here.
Yes.
The second cinematic style match of the WrestleMania 36 weekend. And the story on this is like John Cena said that at WrestleMania he's not going to be competing. He's going to give someone else that spot. And then The Fiend came out, pointed at the WrestleMania sign, challenging John Cena to this match. Right? Which at the time we thought was going to be a regular match because obviously that was challenge was laid out before the what happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then later on it was made into
Because at this point, Bray Wyatt was going through his career and righting the wrongs that happened to him. He said,
Yeah, and these two have fought at WrestleMania before, which Cena picked up the win, right?
"Yeah,
But yeah, I don't think I can describe what happened in this match to a T. It's just one of those matches you gotta go back and watch for yourself, even if you wanted to call it a match. So yeah, so we start off with John Cena's entrance coming out, right?
yeah."
John Cena just looked at the camera, he goes, "Welcome to," and then he gets cut off by a video vignette of Vince saying, "Welcome to WrestleMania," and all that. And then we cut to the Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt standing there, right?
We get and then freaking he was just doing his stuff, his normal thing. John Cena's is about to say his entrance that stuff.
Yep.
And then all we hear is Bray Wyatt's music, which cut him off, and he got transported back into the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, after Bray Wyatt went through the door of the Firefly Funhouse himself after a little introduction. All right.
Yes.
And then you had his then he had his puppets talking to Cena saying, "Yeah, Bray, you went in there, John." And then we get introduced to was it Mr. McBossman?
Yes.
Talking to Cena being like, "You need to show some ruthless aggression." And I'm like, huh? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then pretty much Bray Wyatt was in the ring reenacting John Cena's debut, and Cena actually came out in his freaking debut ring attire.
The prototype Cena.
Yes. And then just like Kurt Angle said, freaking Bray Wyatt was like, "So what quality do you possess that you can step in the ring and face the Eater of Worlds," or whatever he said. Mocking Kurt Angle lines, right?
He's like, "Oh, what can you provide to the great Bray Wyatt?"
And all John Cena said,
like,
"Ruthless aggression."
Aggression. And then fucking kept missing his freaking punches.
And Bray Wyatt was mocking him the whole time, be like, "Damn, no wonder you almost got fired," which is actually true, by the way. Ruthless aggression. You can look, but you can't touch. Oh, shit. Right? Mocking that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually, where did we go from there? Eventually after that, we got the Saturday Night's main event spot between the two. Right?
Yeah.
Where freaking Bray Wyatt referred to Cena as his tag team partner, Johnny Largemeat. I'm like, okay, there's some hints there, okay? Right?
Yeah.
And no, that's not why you're named, sorry. You'd be more like Johnny Smallmeat. You're like fuck off. Right?
And you'd be D2 centimeter meat.
Jesus Christ. And of course, this was mocking the fact that John Cena thought that, oh yeah, growing up he needs to be jacked just to make it in the business, right? And pretty much work out himself to death. Yeah, and then after that we get transported back to Bray Wyatt from his freaking Wyatt family persona, talking about the loss to Cena at WrestleMania 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they get teleported back in the ring where Cena reversed out of the Sister Abigail by Wyatt, and Wyatt then freaking handed Cena a chair to be like, "Do it, right the wrong, Cena." Because at the WrestleMania 30 match, Cena did not use the chair to embrace the dark side. Right?
Yeah.
And the Cena was going to do it this time, but as soon as he took a swing, Wyatt disappeared. Right?
Yep.
And then we get a freaking NWO Nitro intro, or a WCW Nitro intro. God. Right?
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt predicted the future as he was freaking acting like Eric Bischoff, introducing Cena acting as Hollywood, as old Wood in the Hood to the ring with the NWO theme song and the NWO merch, acting heel in the process.
Yep.
Which is something the fans kept bitching about, saying they wanted to see. Right?
Yeah.
And then you had Mr. McBossman saying, "This is such good shit." I'm like, huh? Right? And of course, after that was done, Cena then tackled Wyatt, started nailing Wyatt with a bunch of fists, only for Wyatt to disappear and be replaced with Huskus the Pig Boy puppet. And with a confused look on Cena's face, the Fiend snuck up from behind him and performed the Sister Abigail to Cena, and then applied the mandible claw onto Cena. And during that time period, we hear the vignette, the little promo of Cena saying, "Yeah, this WrestleMania, I am going to freaking wipe the most overrated, overhyped superstar from WWE history." Of course, Cena was talking about himself, all right?
Yeah.
And Cena down with the mandible claw down. Then we see freaking Bray Wyatt count the 3 count for the Fiend. Video edited, of course. Thus, the Fiend Bray Wyatt won the match. And then Cena just disappeared. Afterwards, we got back to Titus O'Neil, and he goes, I have no idea what I just saw. Right?
No one really had any idea what they just fucking saw.
And when I seen that the first time I seen this, when it aired on the W Network back then, which, yeah, there was advertised for the W Network, and I'm like, you don't realize what you have until it's gone. But that's another discussion for another day. I was sitting there stunned like, the fuck did I just see? Alright?
No.
Oh, yeah, we also forgot about this. Why didn't we? Oh, yeah, we also forgot about this, too. One of the scenes was Cena coming out as the Doctor of Thugonomics as well. Damn. Right?
Yeah.
Forgot to mention that, too, by the way. Where he could only speak in rhyme, and that's when Bray Wyatt cut a freaking promo saying, "Yeah, he worked hard for everything he's ever earned," and I'm just like, okay, this is a tear shatter now. Knowing Wyatt's no longer here with us.
Right. Yep.
But either way, your thoughts on this cinematic style Firefly Funhouse type match?
It's good for what it was.
Yeah. And a lot of people think that the Firefly Funhouse match was better than the Boneyard match. And to me, I think the Boneyard match was slightly better, but I have a better and newfound respect for this Firefly Funhouse match as well. You know what I'm looking back, especially with the power of hindsight.
Yeah.
And I guess you can kind of say Bray Wyatt predicted a heel John Cena, haha, right?
Yeah.
Something that we didn't even believe back then. So yeah, we go on to the main event now of WrestleMania 36 Night 2, and oh boy. Now this one I'm just going to be very brief with, but trust me, I'm going to describe this match. I'm going to describe like 90% of this match best I could, like I did with the Universal title match, to end this one off with. So it was Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre, the 2020 Royal Rumble winner. And this all came about when McIntyre won the Royal Rumble, eliminating Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble match. Why Brock Lesnar was in the Rumble when he was already WWE Champion, I have no idea. But that's another discussion when we discuss the 2020 Royal Rumble event. Right? And then Drew McIntyre elected to fight Lesnar at WrestleMania. And here we go. Match is on. Anyway, the match on. Both made their entrances. Got introduced. Title was on the line. And right at the start, McIntyre hit Lesnar with a Claymore for a 2 count. But then Lesnar fought back, rammed freaking McIntyre into the corner, performed not 1, not 2, but 3 German suplexes and an F5. And McIntyre kicked out. So Brock performed 2 more F5s, both resulting in 2 counts. It was just a finisher fest. And Lesnar went for another F5 after Heyman was like, do him again! F5 him again! McIntyre countered, Claymore. Another Claymore. And another Claymore. 3 Claymores to Lesnar. And that's what put Brock Lesnar away for the 3 count. And McIntyre won his first WWE Championship here. I'm not kidding. That's the actual freaking match. Right?
Yeah.
It was pretty much a finisher fest like the Goldberg and Braun Strowman match was from the night prior. Your thoughts on this?
Could have been better because it was, yet again, copy and paste of night 1's match where it was just finish him.
Yep. Of course, this match is notable for being Brock Lesnar's final appearance as Old School Brock. Brock Lesnar would not appear on WWE programming until SummerSlam of 2021, where he debuted as former Brock. You know, the Brock Lesnar version we got now, but yeah, this was the last appearance for Old School, clean shaven, short hair Brock.
Yeah.
So yeah, Drew McIntyre wins the title in an underwhelming match. It was just copy and paste, like you said. So yeah, this match could have been way better than it freaking was. Oh, and a special shout out because we had a dark match that took place after McIntyre defeated Brock Lesnar. Because after the show ended, Big Show came out, challenged McIntyre for the WWE Championship on the spot, and McIntyre defeated Big Show to retain the WWE Championship, which they aired that match the next night on Raw. So, but can you imagine if Big Show would have beat Drew McIntyre to win the WWE title here? It'd be another WrestleMania 9 incident all over again. That would have really sucked, wouldn't it? But thankfully that happened. Of course, the Big Show McIntyre match does not get a score from me because it was technically a dark match. So I'm not counting that as getting a score and a rating. Right?
Yeah.
So speaking of ratings, now we go to what I always call our favorite freaking segment of the review, and that's our rating system / final grade. So, Charlotte Flair defeating Rhea Ripley to win the NXT Women's Championship. I gave that one a good solid 4 out of 5.
4.5.
Aleister Black defeating Bobby Lashley. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
3.5.
Otis defeating Dolph Ziggler. I gave that one 3 out of 5 as well.
3.5.
Edge defeating Randy Orton in that last man standing match. Controversial opinion or not, I gave that one 5 out of 5.
Five and 367.5.
The 24/7 championship, which saw Mojo Rawley defend against the roster with Gronk coming out as a champion. I gave that only a quarter. I only gave that a quarter out of 5. Only because of the dive that Gronk did off the balcony. That's why. I can't give it any more than that. I can't give it any more than that than a quarter.
0.
I was going to give it 0, and then I'm like, well, that dive was pretty good. I'll just give it a quarter just for that. Besides that, it deserves a 0. Right? But if it was just a standard roll-up pin and zone escapes like we saw from the night previous, that would have gotten 0 from me. The Street Profits defeating Angel Garza and Austin Theory to retain the Raw Tag Team Championships. I gave that one 2 3/4 out of 5.
Two.
Oh yeah, and speaking of Theory, we all know you're happy now that Theory's a tag champion with your other boy Logan Paul, aren't you?
Fuck off and no.
Bayley retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship in that Fatal 5-Way match. I gave that one 4.5 out of 5.
Three and a half.
The Fiend Bray Wyatt defeating John Cena in that Firefly Funhouse. I gave that one 5 out of 5.
5 6/8.
Okay, Steiner. And of course, the main event where we saw Drew McIntyre defeating Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Championship in that rinse and repeats, that copy and repeat finisher fest. I gave that one 1 out of 5. That's as best as I can do with it.
True.
So my final grade for WrestleMania 36 Night 2 is a B, but I'll tell you this, my final grade combined between both Night 1 and Night 2 is a B+. The plus coming from the 2 cinematic style matches, the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse match.
Well, my grade for the whole show would be an A-.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's our thoughts for WrestleMania 36 Night 2 and our thoughts for WrestleMania 36 overall. So we got WrestleMania 42 next weekend at time of recording. But we got one more week before that happens, and that'll be my pick. Since WrestleMania 36 was your pick. And after doing some thinking about this, yeah, WrestleMania 36 was the first WrestleMania to be 2 nights. And you know what? I'm going to stick with that trend and do a 2-night WrestleMania that we haven't done yet. So, and remember when we were watching WrestleMania 36 both nights, they had an advertisement for WrestleMania in Los Angeles.
No.
Which originally was supposed to be in 2021, but, due to the current situation, it got pushed back. Well, that's exactly where we're going with this for our next classic pay-per-view review, because next week, we are going to be reviewing WrestleMania 39 that took place in Los Angeles, California. Which saw the WrestleMania 36 rematch between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Oh, how about the Trash Can versus the Deadbeat in their first singles match?
You mean the ass whooping?
Yep. Or your boy Austin Theory defending the U.S. title against John Cena.
Fuck off with that shit.
And we get to see your boy Logan Paul take on my boy Seth Rollins. And we get to see that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos tag title match. Along with that hard-hitting banger that was Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus for the Intercontinental title. And along with a Hell in a... And if that don't work for you, how about a Hell in a Cell match between the Demon, Finn Balor, and Edge? Or Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes, Part 1.
Yeah.
Which everyone hated the outcome until they got the bigger picture the following year at WrestleMania 40. Right? And yeah, it's another 2-day event, so obviously there's going to be 2 back-to-back uploads for that one next week as well. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, we get to look forward. We get to review WrestleMania 39 next week, but don't worry, after WrestleMania 42, our regular upload schedule for uploading one-night events will resume after that. So yeah, we got a lot of reviews to go through. WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 42. Yay for us, am I right?
Yep.
So yeah, until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Doses.